it that some people seem to attract success and power and wealth and achievement with very little effort, and others struggle to achieve anything? And still others who are really hardworking fail completely to achieve their desires. Why is this so? Today I want to share with you 3 successful ways that people attract success into their lives, so that you can begin to use these concepts to open your life to fuller and richer living. Isn't that exciting? The reason some people attract success and others do not may surprise you. The difference cannot be found in luck or fortune or family wealth or upbringing or geographical location where you live or what the surroundings that you live in. It's not your education. It's not even your talent. The reason for success or failure is found in your mind, in your dominant thoughts about your life. All power to accomplish comes from within. Did you hear that? All power to accomplish comes from within you. Within you. My friend Rhonda, she's a grandmother, retired, and she lives on a fixed income. But there's nothing about Rhonda that's fixed or limited. Neither is there anything in spirit that's fixed or limited. A good student of spiritual teachings, Rhonda wanted to buy a Fitbit for her morning walk routine, and at the time it cost about $100. But her monthly discretionary income wasn't sufficient to cover that purchase. But not to worry, she knew that she could save up for it for several months, but she also knew that she could apply her spiritual know-how and open up a new avenue of supply to create the things that she wanted to have for her life. Having trusted Spirit to provide for her in other ways and seen good results, she declared that there was a new channel of supply that would open up for her so that she could buy the Fitbit. And you know, sure enough, it wasn't too long after she made a declaration to apply her spiritual know-how, that a department store contacted her out of the blue to let her know that she had an unused credit balance on her account of $20. And the credit balance had been on her account. It was so old that the accounting department said that they were going to send her a Visa gift card for the $20 so they could stop carrying that unused balance on their books. She hadn't shopped at that store in a long time. She wasn't using that credit card. So they were going to send her a $20 Visa gift card to just clear out that account. Then she had an intuition to contact her cable company. She told them that she felt she was paying too much for the 3 television shows that she liked to watch, and the cable company agreed to reduce her monthly bill by $50 a month. But here's the surprise. Rhonda thanked them for the reduction, but she continued to tell them, "I feel that fee is too high. I'm a grandmother. I only watched 3 shows." And so they put her on hold, she said, for a few moments. And when they came back on the line, they offered her a reduction of almost $90 a month. So she had her Fitbit in no time at all. So today I want to give you 3 ways to attract success into your life. So like Rhonda, you can begin to use these attitudes of consciousness for greater prosperity in your life. Number one way is that successful people don't limit their prosperity to just one avenue of supply. If Rhonda had thought she only lived on a fixed income, if you think you're at the top of your salary range, if you think your pay grade is maxed out and you can never have any other income, you're limiting your prosperity to just one avenue of supply. Don't limit your prosperity by thinking in terms of just your salary or your Social Security or your savings or your investments, your pension, your spousal support, not even in terms of your government assistance if you're using that. Don't think of your prosperity in terms of making money or producing a product or developing real estate. Don't base your belief in prosperity on things at all. Number 2, successful people know that prosperity is not trying to get God to give you anything. God isn't some supernatural being that you have to beg to have anything in your life. Successful people know that prosperity flows from the one source that is God, the divine universal substance. They know that there is a world within, and it's a world of thought, it's a world of feeling, and it is tremendously powerful. It's a world of light and life and beauty. And although this world is invisible, its forces for attracting success are very real and very powerful. This world within you is governed by your mind. The outer circumstances and successes of your life are a reflection of the dominant state of your inner consciousness. Number 3, successful people know that prosperity is learning to live then in this continual awareness of the universal goodness that God expresses in and through you. You live in this awareness of great goodness in 2 ways, and you can live in it continually. What is that one? All thoughts are prayers, and I am always praying. You live in the universal and continual expression of God's goodness in 2 ways. Through prayer, which is the highest form of thought. Prayer will fill your mind with those intuitive thoughts like Rhonda had to do things like, well, call the cable company. The second way you live in the awareness of greatness is by right thinking, affirmative thinking. It's the 2 ways to live in that continual flow of the good that God wants to express in your life is through prayer and by right thinking, affirmative thinking. And affirmative thinking is declaring the good you want to see manifest in your life and holding on to that thought to the exclusion of any lesser thoughts. This is what Jesus meant when he said, take no thought. In Luke chapter 12, beginning in verse 22, he said to his disciples, therefore I tell you, take no thought about your life. Don't worry. Don't worry what you will eat or about your body, what you will wear. He says, for life is more than food and the body is more than clothes. And then he makes reference, consider the ravens. They don't sow, they don't reap, they don't worry, they don't have a storehouse or a barn to store things up, and yet God feeds them. He goes on a little later in verse 33 to remind us, provide yourselves with purses that will not wear out, an inexhaustible treasure in heaven, he said, where no thief approaches and no moth destroys. And he talked about lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where rust and moth and dust cannot consume, that inexhaustible treasure in heaven. And that treasure is in your mind, is in your consciousness. When you discover the power of your mind, you will find that you carry within you, moment by moment, the solution to every problem and the cause for every effect or experience in your life. And when your thoughts are of power and plenty and wisdom and love, and you substitute any thoughts of worry or failure or lack or loss for thoughts of love and power and peace and plenty, when you do that, you can change the very circumstances of your life. When you apply prayer and right thinking to a difficult circumstance, a difficult problem, or an illness, you set in motion the power to remove that very experience from your life, to transform that experience from your life. And this power is with you forever. Rust doesn't consume it, moth doesn't consume it, dust doesn't destroy it. You don't need to save up or hoard things because you have within you an inherent capacity to create by the power of your dominant thoughts. And you can use it to attract success into your life every day in every way. By the simple exercise of changing your thoughts, you can literally reconstruct how confident you feel, how competent you feel, the energy and enthusiasm you have in your life, the joy and the success that you experience in life. When you use your mind to change your thoughts, you'll find that you feel happier and more confident. You'll see opportunities for success that maybe you missed before. You'll recognize possibilities that were once meaningless to you, but all of a sudden they spark up with a great awareness. You'll find resources from unexpected places. They'll be attracted into your life. You'll attract new and successful people, associates to help you achieve your dreams and your goals. And you can bring increased or even accelerated healing to your body for any illness. Keep in mind, all power to attract success comes from within you. Did you get that? We have to get that as the number one key in everything we're doing to grow our prosperity. All power to attract success comes from within you, and you magnetize yourself. You magnetize yourself to prosperity. Successful people, number one, don't limit their prosperity to just one avenue of supply. Successful people know that prosperity is not trying to get God to give you anything, that all good is readily available for you. And successful people know that prosperity is learning to live in the continual flow of the universal goodness of God through prayer and right thinking. I invite you to take hold of these 3 mindsets for success so that you make them a part of your Wealth Builder kit, and let me know how they work to produce surprises for you and surprises in your life. Until next time, I'm Cherie Larkin, seeing you abundantly blessed.